Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about acids, bases and salts. In this session, let us see about the properties of acids, preparation methods and the properties of acids. Let us see in this. First, let us go through the general methods for the preparation of acids. One among them is direct synthesis by the reaction of hydrogen with nonmetals. So when hydrogen reacts with nonmetals, they form acids. When hydrogen gas directly reacts with nonmetal gases to form respective acids. The acids containing hydrogen on one nonmetal are called hydroacids. Yes, we have seen this concept while discussing about the types of acids or categorization of acids based upon the presence of elements in the molecules. Acids are classified into two types, hydroacids and oxyacids. So hydroacids means the acids which contain a nonmetal in combination with hydrogen only. For example, when hydrogen reacts with nonmetals like chlorine, bromine, they form their respective acids like HCl, which we call as hydrogen chloride. It is called hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid, and this is called hydrobromic acid. So these are formed when hydrogen gas directly reacts with non-metallic gases. They are forming their respective acids. Okay, this is one direct synthesis method for the preparation of acids. Another way is by dissolving non-metallic oxides into water. So when non-metals they burn in the presence of oxygen, they form their respective oxides. These oxides on dissolving into water, they form their acids. Non-metallic oxides are dissolved into water to form respective acids. For example, let us see one of the non-metallic oxides, very well known, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is fairly soluble into water. When dissolves into water, this carbon dioxide forms carbonic acid with formula H2CO3. Okay, in this way, non-metallic oxides when they dissolve into water, they form their respective acids. See another one here, sulfur dioxide. When it dissolves into water, it forms sulfurous acid. H2SO3 is called sulfurous acid. In the same way, sulfuric acid is formed from sulfur trioxide gas. It is called sulfur trioxide gas. This on dissolving into water, it forms sulfuric acid. If you observe these all acids formed by these non-metallic oxides when dissolved into water, they contain hydrogens, one non-metal. Along with these two, there are oxygen atoms also in their molecular formulae. Did you observe that? In this sulfuric acid also, hydrogen atoms, non-metallic atoms. Along with these two, there are certain number of oxygen atoms also. This kind of acids which are containing hydrogen, one nonmetal and oxygen are considered as oxyacids. Okay. Now let us see the properties of acids. Among the properties, first let us go through the physical properties of acids. Acids show the following physical properties. One is acids are sour to taste. We know this because of this nature of acids only most of the fruits and certain vegetables they taste sour because those vegetables and fruits they contain certain acids in them. So as acids are having sour taste, they taste sour. Acids are corrosive by their nature. They destroy materials like human skin, wood, paper, fabric, and even metals also. So we say acids are corrosive in nature. They destroy the many things, materials. Acids are generally soluble in water. Most of the acids are soluble in water. They dissolve into water. They form fair solutions with water. Another property is acids turn blue litmus paper to red. So if you take a dilute solution of certain acid and if you dip a blue litmus paper into that acid, immediately that turns red in color. That is actually one of the tests for identifying acids. If a colorless dilute solution is given to us to test whether it is an acid or not, we have to take a blue litmus paper. If you dip blue litmus paper into that solution, if it turns into red color immediately, then we can conclude that the solution given is acidic solution. Okay. Next, solutions of acids in water are good conductors of electricity. Yes, acid solutions are good conductors of electricity. Why? Because as we have learnt, when acids dissolve into water, they form their respective ions. Means they split into oppositely charged ions. So because of the presence of these opposite charged ions, that water can conduct electricity. That's why we say solutions of acids are good conductors of electricity. For example, if we dissolve HCl acid, which we call as hydrochloric acid in water, so it splits immediately into H plus and Cl minus ion. So because of the presence of these oppositely charged ions in water, that behaves as a good conductor of electricity. Okay. Another one is acids turn methyl orange to red. It is a methyl orange. It is also one of the testing indicator. Just like the litmus paper. Litmus paper we use to test these acids and bases by color change. In the same way, there are some other substances also which can be used to detect these acids and bases. One of them is methyl orange. So when you drop one or two drops of this methyl orange into acid solution, it turns immediately into red color. Okay, these are physical properties of acids. Now let us go through the chemical properties of acids. First, action with active metals. We know there are so many metals. Out of those, some are more reactive, some are moderate reactive, and some metals are least reactive. About this activity and nature of metals, we are going to study in further. Now, certain more reactive metals, they react with dilute mineral acids to form their respective salts and hydrogen gas. So this is equationally. When a metal reacts with dilute acid, it forms metallic salt and hydrogen gas. Here, this DIL represents dilute acid. What does it mean by dilute? So acid is taken in large quantity of water. In that acid solution, more amount will be water and a small quantity of acid will be there. That solution is called dilute solution of acid. Okay, now here example is given. When metal aluminium reacts with hydrochloric acid, it forms aluminium chloride salt. It is called aluminium chloride salt and it liberates hydrogen gas also. So in this way, acids they react with active metals to form their respective metallic salts and they liberate hydrogen gas. Is one active reactivity in this way. So if you take some dilute acid into a test tube, if you drop a piece of aluminum metal into that, then you can see effervescence coming out, bubbles coming out through the liquid. This is because of the evolution of hydrogen gas and the formation of salt. Okay, another reaction. Action with metallic oxides. So all dilute mineral acids react with metallic oxides to form their respective metallic salt and water. So metal oxides, they act as bases. So when they react with acid, they form salt and water. So this is equation for that. Let us see an example. Metallic oxide, sodium oxide. On reaction with nitric acid, it forms its respective salt called sodium nitrate and water is formed. So when acids react with metallic oxides, they form metal salt and water. Okay. Another reaction. Action with metallic hydroxides. These are also called bases. All dilute mineral acids, they react with metallic hydroxides to form their respective salt and water. So here metal oxides, metal hydroxides, both on reaction with the acids, they are forming salt and water. This is the equation. Metal hydroxide plus mineral acid, they give metallic salt plus water. For example, copper hydroxide, it is a metallic salt. On reaction with dilute acid of sulfuric acid, it is forming, it's a copper salt that is called copper sulfate along with water. So metallic hydroxides and metal oxides, both on reaction with the mineral acids, they form their respective salt and water. Now action with metallic carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. These hydrogen carbonates are also called bicarbonates. So these metallic carbonates and bicarbonates react with dilute acids, dilute mineral acids or inorganic acids to form their respective salts, water, and along with these two, they liberate carbon dioxide gas also. This is a general equation. So metal carbonate or bicarbonate on reaction with acid forms salt, water, and carbon dioxide. For example, if you see, it is called potassium carbonate. This potassium carbonate on reaction with hydrochloric acid forming metal salt, water, and the carbon dioxide gas will be evolved out with effervescences, means with bubbles out. In the same way, metal carbonates or bicarbonates. If you see this metal bicarbonate, potassium bicarbonate or potassium hydrogen carbonate, it is called. This on reaction with nitric acid, it forms potassium nitrate, water, and the carbon dioxide gas is liberated out. So in this way, acids on reaction with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, that means metal bicarbonates, they form salt, water, and carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Now let us see the uses of these acids. We have studied about these acids. So what are the uses of these acids? Are they useful? Yes, of course. Let us see where they are used. Acids have several uses, mostly industrial uses, because domestic we don't use many in many ways, but mostly they are used in industrial works. For the preparation of different chemicals, they use these acids. Different acids are used in different purposes. If you say vinegar, this vinegar is used in the kitchen. It is one of the acids used in the domestic purposes and even in the food items also. Vinegar is used in kitchen. It is a liquid containing around 3 to 6% of acetic acid. Means very small quantity. We say this dilute acid. It contains acetic acid with water. So it is used in pickles and in many food preparations. Mostly this is used for giving sour taste to the food items, and not only for that, in the preservation of food items also they use this vinegar, which is containing acetic acid. Okay, see in pickling and this all they use this vinegar which is containing acetic acid. Lemon and orange juice contains citric acid. Citric acid is used in the preparation of effervescent salts and as a food preservative. This citric acid is also used for preservation of food items. Not only for that, effervescent salts also they are prepared with this citric acid. This citric acid is mostly available from citrus fruits like orange and lemon. Okay. Acids have been put to many uses in industry. So domestically, we use very few acids in our homes, but in industries, so many acids are used in many ways. For example, nitric acid and sulfuric acid are used in the manufacturing of fertilizers and even dyes, paints, drugs, and even in explosives also. Even car batteries, they are containing certain acid like sulfuric acid. So in the fertilizers, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid, nitric acid, these all are used. Okay. Especially sulfuric acid is used in, as I told, in batteries, vehicle batteries, which are used in cars, etc. And even one more, tannic acid. It is used in the manufacturing of ink and the purification of leather. In leather and in the ink industries, they use this tannic acid. And hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is used to make aqua regia, which is used to dissolve noble metals such as gold and platinum. Yes, aqua regia is a chemical solution which is containing hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. So the mixture of these two is called aqua regia, and it can purify the metals like gold and platinum. Actually, they won't dissolve into any acids generally. These are called noble metals, least reactive metals these are. Even these metals are also can be dissolved into this aqua regia. Aqua regia is prepared with hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. And sulfuric acid is used in manufacturing of fertilizers such as superphosphate, ammonium phosphate, etc. So in the preparation of these fertilizers, sulfuric acid is used. Okay, that's about uses of acids. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today and visit our website aimstoday.in for latest updates and recorded videos.